Welcome to the debate. Imagine handing a contractor a highly detailed blueprint, right? Like for a quiet, intimate meditation room. You specify the soft lighting, the soundproofing, the bamboo floors.
Right, you just want a sanctuary, basically.
Exactly. But you come back a week later, and they've built this towering Gothic cathedral with stained glass and a massive pipe organ.
I mean, magnificent, sure, but absolutely not what you ordered.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what happened to a user this week. They tried to generate a delicate ambient song using AI and instead got a blistering 160 BPM heavy metal anthem called The Shape Within. So it raises this fascinating question. When an AI transforms a prompt calling for a fragile intro into symphonic power metal, is that a brilliant thematic interpretation or just a complete failure of artistic intent? I'd argue, the AI successfully captured the emotional essence the user actually wanted.
And I come at it from a completely different angle. I argue that discarding the structural and lyrical instructions, well, that represents a total loss of control. It's fundamentally a failure of the tool.
So look at the style prompt for The Shape Within. Yes, okay, it mentioned ambience, but the core request was for a monumental, theatrical stadium rock hybrid that takes the listener on a, quote, cathartic journey of triumph.
Right. But
well, just wait, because the AI flawlessly executed that overarching emotional arc. By shifting from a baritone register into soaring, high-tenor operatic vocals layered over crushing electric guitars, it delivered exactly that requested euphoria. It synthesized the emotional goal perfectly.
look, I hear you on the emotional payoff, I really do, but you're completely ignoring the actual structural blueprint. The original lyrics document was incredibly prescriptive.
How so?
Well, it explicitly demanded a 90-second intro called The Descent. It asked for a fragile and intimate vocal over filtered ambient pads. Instead of that vulnerability, the AI completely bypassed the quiet introspection. From second one, we get orchestral brass fanfares and palm-muted guitar chucking. If the algorithm cannot follow a basic structural command, it failed the assignment.
But doesn't that structural failure actually stem from the genre choice itself? I mean, I view this AI less like a literal software compiler and more like a seasoned session band given creative liberty.
That is a very generous comparison.
No, think about it. If you tell veteran metal musicians you want a majestic wall of sound production culminating in a life-affirming rock climax, their natural translation is 160 BPM power metal in E minor. The AI chose a genre that guarantees the requested catharsis, and it just interpreted the instructions through that valid musical lens.
Except, a session band consciously chooses to adapt a song. This AI is just relying on attention mechanisms. It mathematically weighed the tag stadium rock much heavier than the tag 90-second intro, which caused it to override your blueprint.
Sure, but the outcome...
It didn't choose a genre creatively, it just clustered weights. And because of that, the genre selection actively broke the narrative. Just look at the lyrical hallucinations.
Oh, you mean the lyric changes?
Yes. The prompt explicitly read, between the echoes between the years. The AI hallucinated between the ears. It replaced silent rhythm with deeper river. And here's why that happened. An audio generation model isn't reading text like an LLM does. It's rendering sound.
Right, it's acoustic.
Exactly. It generates audio based on phonetic similarity. The Y consonant in years is a soft, short transient, meaning years and ears occupy a nearly identical acoustic space when sung at high volume. The AI couldn't resolve the transient, defaulted to heavy metal vocal tropes, and just spat out phonetic approximations.
Okay, well, you make a fair point about the acoustic space causing ears and years to bleed together. I see why you think that. But let's look at the climax from a different perspective.
Go ahead.
The original text asked for a hidden current becoming revealed. The AI changed it to a hidden courage becoming revealed. I mean, that lyrical shift actually elevates the heroic power metal execution.
You think it's better?
Absolutely. Courage fits the theatrical stadium-scale release far better than current. The AI essentially modified the input to make the thematic climax even stronger than the original text.
But again, look at the mechanism. It's not consciously optimizing for thematic resonance. It's predicting likely audio tokens within the symphonic power metal latent space.
Even so,
The acoustic tokens for soaring tenor vocals naturally cluster next to the phonetic sound for courage rather than current, because courage is a staple heavy metal trope. It is statistical probability overriding human intent.
well, even if it's just math, the result is undeniably effective. We are essentially weighing strict adherence to structural instructions against the successful execution of an emotional climax. I see the algorithm's ability to prioritize the cathartic feeling over the exact phrasing as a triumph of translation.
And I see it as a loss of agency. If the user's explicit intent is discarded for statistical tropes, well, the tool isn't collaborating, it's just overriding.
We clearly have continued disagreement on whether hallucinated lyrics, like singing about what's between the ears instead of the ears, are happy artistic accidents or system failures.
Exactly. The tension remains between following the blueprint and delivering the feeling.
Yeah, it highlights the sheer complexity of translating human intent into AI art. There is so much more to explore in how these algorithms interpret emotion through acoustic spaces. But as we leave this cathedral that was supposed to be a meditation room, it's worth asking, if the architecture moves you to your core, does it really matter that the builder ignored the blueprint?